Okay, awesome.
So,
Hello.
everyone.
So today I'll be showing you how to make vegan challah, and if we have time, vegan French toast with chia seeds. It's very, very exciting. So hold on one sec. Let me just make this half so I can also see the recipes. And if you have any questions, please do ask me anything. So we'll be making a maple glazed vegan water challah. And the reason why it's called a water challah is because typical challah uses eggs, and that wouldn't be very vegan because eggs could be chickens. So the prep time for this is 15 minutes. The cook time is 30 minutes. However, due to rising time, 2 hours and 45 minutes in total. But we are not doing that today because I was kind of smart and prepped some bread beforehand. So we'll be working with that after. Hopefully it's fully risen. I have a couple doubts. So what we'll be doing first is making sure we have all the supplies we need. And I'll show you a bit. So you need a mixing bowl, another measuring cup for a liquid measuring cup. You'll need dry measuring cups. You will also need teaspoons and tablespoons. And this is using the imperial system, just so we're clear. You will need yeast. The recipe calls for active dry yeast, but I prefer traditional yeast, and I'll show you the difference in how the two look. This one is traditional, so it's more of a pearl shape, and I'll show you active. Active dry yeast, you can see, oh, well, this one has been mixed together. Hold on, that's no good. So I'll show you. You can see, no, that looks the same, but you can see there's ones that are skinnier, kind of like little tiny logs opposed to pearls. So that one's active. Can't really use this one because it's been mixed together, but traditional is my favorite type of yeast. Then for the challah, you'll also need oil. So you can use vegetable oil, grapeseed oil. You wouldn't want to use coconut oil or almond oil or any of those because they would have too much of a flavor and different consistency, where this is very, very neutral. And salt. And then some maple syrup for the top of the bread, which is in the fridge. So maple syrup, because opposed to an egg wash, we'll be doing a maple syrup and non-dairy milk wash. And of course, if you don't have maple syrup, you could use just non-dairy milk on top. And then we'll be sprinkling it with some sesame seeds. And I have black sesame seeds today because I thought that would be a very nice, fun, exciting look. And if we have time, we'll be doing the French toast. So first steps, we'll have to be putting 1 1/4 cups of lukewarm water into this bowl. And you want it to be lukewarm and not scalding hot, because if it's scalding hot, it will kill the yeast, and then your bread won't rise. And then if it's too cold, it will not activate the yeast. Okay. So we'll just go over to my sink. It's very exciting. And don't mind the dishes. All right. Let me just, and the way to get the temperature is you kind of just get a feeling for it. Oh, this is kind of cold right now. I think the dishwasher just went. So you just want to run it till you find the right temperature. Oh no, the water's so cold. Okay,
what did you say happens if it's too cold?
If it's too cold, it won't activate.
Okay.
And then the bread won't rise. So it's like a nice temperature that you would wash your hands under. So that should be good. Yep, that feels right. 1 1/4 right there. Perfect. Now you'll want to do all of this pretty quickly because you don't want the water to cool down. So then we will be putting in 2 1/2 teaspoons, not of that yeast, but of this yeast right here. Measure. So I like to, I'll just show you how I do it. Sprinkle it in. 1, 2, And then a half, I'll just be using my quarter measure because I don't want to wash more dishes. Then that's the truth.
We all do that. It's fine.
Right? So then I forgot to mention, I'm not sure, but sugar is involved with this. So for yeast to activate, you need warm water and sugar. It's very important. So this recipe calls for 6 tablespoons of sugar. What I like to do is just add a bit of a pinch at the beginning. So I just kind of take some of the sugar and just sprinkle it all around. But I don't really put a full tablespoon in at first. There we go. And then we have to let this activate for, I believe, 15 minutes. It's either you let it activate for 15 minutes or you just wait till it starts to pearl up. And you'll see, I'll give you peaks intermittently. You can already see it's kind of looking different and foamier than before. So soon, the yeast will start to shoot to the top and cause a cute little foamy mound to occur. So we just have to let that sit. The thing with bread is you need a lot of patience because it's just rising. It's alive and it's rising. So I'm going to let that sit. But luckily, we won't have to wait too long before we get back active at it because I already have some bread prepared. So I'll just move all that to the side. It's also important that when you make the yeast, that nobody nudges the bowl or pushes the bowl because it will disrupt the whole thing.
Okay.
And it's a very fickle thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Again, it all depends on temperature and the expiration date of your yeast. The first time I made this recipe, and this is a really funny story, I couldn't figure out why the yeast wasn't really activating. And then I couldn't figure out why the bread hadn't risen after 3 hours. It's because you'll see right here, read what that says. Use within 6 months and refrigerate. I don't know if it's reversed for you. Refrigerate after opening. I somehow never saw that right there on the lid. Humongous. Never read that. And so I was shocked. I'm like, why isn't it working? Duh. I had it in my pantry. It was a year old. So reading is very important when it comes to baking.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll keep in mind.
Kind of
something that
crucial.
would happen to me too.
Exactly. And I think it's happened to a lot of people. Sorry, I'm just making sure this is. We need a couple more minutes to see if it's going to be happening.
Okay, so we don't have to touch the yeast like at all. Like not.
No, exactly. Once it's done and mixed, well, not mixed, you don't really stir it together. Some recipes will call for it. This one does not. So
okay.
That's why we won't be doing that. We'll just, oh yes, it's starting to happen. Okay, good. Things should be okay. So I'll just hold the camera here and you can see it foaming to the top, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just watch that for a bit because it's very exciting. It's kind of like, what's that? Wow, I'm a geography major. I should know this. Like an underwater volcano geyser, just shooting. It's making little islands. So once that starts happening, you can breathe. Life is okay. So it's very good. But yeah, you really want to make sure no one comes in and bounces because that's happened to me before. That was very sad. So we'll put all of these things over here and just neaten up the space. And do you have any questions right now?
No, not for now.
Okay, cool. We'll be moving on to the other bread soon then. So I've already prepared, like I said, another mixture of dough, and I've already preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Usually you wouldn't preheat the oven until it comes time to baking just because, like I said earlier, it takes 2 hours for this to rise. And there's another preliminary step you can do with this bread if you want it to rise even more, but today we'll probably be skipping that because it could be very boring to watch. Once we punch down the dough, we would punch it down, roll it, braid the bread, and let it rise for another 40 minutes. But that could be very long and very boring for everyone involved. So what you'll want is a baking sheet. This isn't a bread that we'll be putting in a bread pan or a loaf pan. we'll be putting it on a sheet with some parchment paper. So I'll show you that as well.
Okay, I have a question for the oven. This might be a stupid question, don't mind me, but you said 350 degrees Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit.
Right, obviously. Okay, yeah, because if it's
Yeah.
Celsius, that's just too
Oh,
high.
your house is on fire. Yeah,
Okay.
no, 350, is that, I believe, 160 degrees Celsius? Let me just check. Honestly, and this is the thing that really confuses me about Canada, because we use the metric system for so many things, and we use it for our own temperature, but not for baking and cooking. So I'm like, and then baking and cooking, it will be in both imperial and metric. I don't know. It's one of those things, but yeah, that was 350 degrees Fahrenheit because we do not want a fire to be happening. So I believe that's either 160 or 180 Celsius. Yes. Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Now, you were welcome. Okay, cool.
Actually, my oven also has Fahrenheit. I don't know why I asked, but yeah.
Hey, you know what? It's anyone involved. I did not specify, so it's a good question. And now look, we can see it has activated some more, and it's even foamier, which is very exciting. So over here, we'll be using parchment paper. It's this nice type of fireproof baking paper, up to 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 218 degrees Celsius. You can also use a reusable baking mat, which you can buy at some stores, but do not use wax paper. Parchment paper and wax paper are different, and wax paper would, I don't know what would happen, but I don't think it would be good. It would either catch on fire or emit chemicals. So parchment. So you just want to measure out. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Gorgeous. So we have now prepped the pan, and there might be two loaves, so I might have to use two different pans here. And this is the bread that I made earlier. So you can see it has risen. Very exciting. I'll give it a bit longer before we get involved with it too much, just so I can show you how we get to that point to begin with. Okay. Yeast, activate, please, faster. And that's why they also suggest using a quick rise, because it's quick, happens faster than this. But I haven't done that. And again, this is mixed, so I don't know what would happen at all. Like, I genuinely have no clue. I might test it out later and I'll let you know. It could be
definitely let me know how that goes.
Okay, that looks like it's going to take. I will. I'll make a different bread one day. Here, I'll just clear some space so we can start to roll out and braid that bread. Here we go. Move everything around. Oh, yes, this is perfect. I had a minimized space today, so had to change some things around. Use my tripod right here, more cookbooks. There we go. So as you can see, this is humongous. This is also a double recipe because I'm going to be giving some to some neighbors later today, because who doesn't love free fresh baked bread, you know?
I wish my neighbors were like that. I don't think mine even know who I am.
Yeah, you know, it's what is bread? It's the food of life. That's what it's referred to as. So I'm going to share some life, I guess, today with my neighbors. So what we'll want to do is first off, make sure the surface is clean. So you can just do that with your hands or a cloth. I cleaned earlier, but now I have yeast pearls everywhere. So what we'll do is use all-purpose white flour. It has a very high gluten content. So this is not a gluten-free recipe.
Okay.
And the reason why we have with a high gluten content, but all-purpose, is because we want a nice, easy, elastic pull with everything, because gluten is a protein in wheat and it's very elastic. I've tried to make a gluten-free challah before, and it required a challah pan, and I don't own one of those, and it was a whole mess. But my friend liked it, so that worked out. So we just sprinkle some flour on here. We take out a bread, which is massive now. And then, yeah, you punch it. It's so much fun.
Just take out all your anger on that bread.
So I'll show you the kneading process. So since this is 2, we're just going to pull it. And I'll place that one in there. So this a good angle? Is this a good angle? Right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this one, we will do a 3 knot, and I'll attempt a 6-strand braid later. No guarantees, because I might do it. I kind of forget what I'm doing, and I'm like, huh? So we'll get this nice one little ball, and we'll split this into 3 beautiful bread balls. And making bread is like a very therapeutic thing, I find, because you're just punching and it's like Play-Doh, you know, the toy. Wow, that looks very strange. Okay, here we go. And there's different ways of doing it. Like you can just woo, or you can also roll it out like so.
I thought it was just gonna like come out flying, and I was like, don't do that.
But into your house so you can participate. There we go. And you kind of want them to be of equal length. Come and think about it. You don't really need to flour the surface. It depends what type of surface you have, I guess, for this recipe, because it's not wet. Like you can't feel this, but maybe I can show you. You can see there's not much stickiness. My fingers are coming off very dry. So it's up to your discretion and how wet everything is feeling. But there's so many different ways of doing this. I don't know if I'm doing this right. This is just how I've been doing it for years. And it seems to work out. So that's all that matters to me. Is does the bread work? Exactly. See, we have trust here. As long as the bread works, it's fine. I'm no professional, really. So yeah, there's this rolling way. La 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 la. We're making bread. And then, woo! That is fun. Okay, so how am I going to show you what they kind of look like? One sec. Oh dear. All right. 3 beautiful things of bread, which maybe I can use. Oh wow, I am a genius. There we go. Okay, so now we have our 3 logs, and this is the simplest, easiest, most accessible braid to do, which we'll be doing now. So you will, I don't have too much more space here, sorry, but you gather it and pinch it at the top, and then just woo.
Okay, like a braid.
Exactly. There you go, just like as if you're braiding your hair. So then that could have actually had a bit more. So I'll do an inverted one like that, and then pinch, tuck, fold, and then la 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 over here too, just to finish it off, and then tuck and roll. Et voila. Look at that. And now you've made a little bread. It's so cute. So that we'll bring our little pan and just plop that bread onto it. So you can see it's all very happy. It is so happy to be alive, to have been breaded. Let me just check on these. We will take a pause on the bread. Yeah, so here we go. What?
Ooh.
Very exciting. That looks like it's ready. So we will take a pause from braiding bread over there, and we will go back to making bread over here. And then I'll show you, hopefully, if I can remember how to do the 6-strand knot so we can see the difference in braiding style. So I'll cover that back up. All right, so now the yeast is activated, and you don't want it to overproof, because if it does, it will ferment, and then your bread will have like a very fermented taste to it. And I've had that happen before. It's not nice. It's not really the same as sourdough by any means. Like, ugh. So hold on one sec. Let me just make sure I'm telling you the right steps here because yes, correct. Yes. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to mix in the sugar and the oil. So 6 tablespoons of white sugar, which kind of sounds like a nightmare, but trust me, it works out deliciously. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, it's so much sugar. But it's honestly, it's so delicious.
Guilty
So,
pleasure.
yeah, I know you are currently not going to be eating this with me, but you'll have to trust me on this one. And then a 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of the oil. Pour that in there. Then I like to just stir everything together with a wooden spoon. It says whisk, but I've never done that before, so I'm not going to start today with this. So, oh my gosh, I don't know who that is, but that is not my issue. So now this recipe calls for 4.5 cups of flour. And like I said earlier, I don't really follow the measurement of the flour when it comes to this type of bread or bagels or any bread actually, other than banana bread or ones that are more like cakes, because I find it all depends on the temperature and what's generally happening with the day. So we start with 1 and vaguely level it off. And then I just stir that together. I want you to be able to see this. Hold on one sec. Okay, hopefully this angle can work. Oh, it does. Perfect.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, cool. So stir that together. You can see it kind of looks like a cake.
Yeah.
That will be ending very quickly. No cake today. And then we'll be adding 1 teaspoon of, actually, I'm a big liar. Oh my God, my hair almost went in there. We'll be adding 2 teaspoons of salt. Again, I'm going to say some science stuff that I'm not sure if I'm telling the truth. All of this works together to activate the bread. Chemistry. Who knows? All I know is it works and it is some form of chemistry, but I'm no chemist. So stir that together.
Not a chemist either, so that sounds very accurate to me.
Perfect. Now we'll be adding another cup. And after I hit 2 cups, I stop measuring. So we can see it will be changing its consistency very soon. Now it kind of looks more like a glue, right? Because gluten. Oh man.
I didn't know we were gonna be cracking jokes today.
Oh, I know, and not good ones at that. So you're all very welcome. So now this is kind of when I just go scant, like whatever, and then we'll see. And soon my hands will be getting involved. So
Okay, but how come you knew you had to put a little bit more flour?
Pardon?
How come you knew?
Yeah, I didn't put in all the flour because this recipe calls for 4.5 cups. And right now I've only have 2.5 in there. So I'm just doing it bit by bit now just to see
Okay,
how much flour to probably put. Because I find if you follow the full amount and put it all in there, it's not great. It's sometimes too tough. Okay, now we can see, kind of looks like in a bread machine. This is when it gets exciting. Hands might get involved soon. Yay, the best part, because then you can really start to feel it. Okay, it is time. Hooray, this is messy. I feel bad for my laptop. Luckily, I'm very close to a sink. So here we go. Yep, and now it's very, very wet still, so maybe it is a 4.5 cup one today. Ooh, I have doubts, but you never know. So now we can see. And yeah, you really want to make sure you have clean hands for this because otherwise, ew. That would to be so gross. Wow. It might even be more than 4.5 cups today. Again, every day is different. Every loaf is different because the ones I made earlier today needed less flour by a lot. So it all depends on how warm the room is. Since I've been more active in the kitchen, the room's already warm. And if you're in a cold space, well, I've never baked bread in a cold space because I've always done it while baking other things. Oh my gosh, so messy. There we go. Get all the flour. And this also says that you take it out of the bowl and knead on the surface after. I've never done that. Whenever I make bread, I always just do everything right in the bowl. But that's also because I don't want to wipe up my counter after that much. It's really due to laziness. Like, and then also like when you're living with roommates, you know, everyone's cooking.
Yeah.
Don't want to be taking up all the space. There we go. So you can see it's starting to like pearl off my hand. So you can just do that. It's a good sign. Like your hands generally come out of this pretty clean due to all the flour and gluten sticking together. Oh my gosh, we really might have time to make the French toast. This is very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, like, whoa. So once this starts, I'll pop the other breads into the oven. Wow, this is exciting day. Okay, woohoo. So yeah, you can see it's very much, oops, lost some bread, a bread. Oh, perfect. Do you have any questions?
Not yet. No.
Cool. So yeah, just don't want to lose any bread. Roll off the hands. There we go. And I've also never used a bread machine before, but this recipe can go in a bread machine and it tells you how to do it. Again, I don't know how to do that. And I also like making things by hand anyway. Okay, so I'll show you what this looks like right now. So that might look pretty good, but it's way too sticky still. So we'll be adding more flour. Let's just get the measuring cup and just sprinkle an amount, not a full amount, but an amount. Then, there we go, that feels much better. Wow, oh my God.
Arms are getting
Perfect.
a proper workout.
Exactly, yeah, it's a really great hand workout and forearm. It's very great if you have any stress, too much typing, you know, just dedicate 2.5 hours of your day to bread making. There you go. Your family will love you for it.
Sorry, I had to stand up because I'm just paying attention to my dog, making sure he doesn't leave.
No worries.
Left the door open.
No worries at all. And we'll just add a tiny bit more.
Okay, all good.
Oh my gosh. I think we might have the perfect dough. Hooray for that. Oh, it is warm in my kitchen now. All right. Yep, we'll just keep massaging that a bit. And then we will put this dough to rest and rise.
Quick question. How long do we massage the bread for?
Oh, my goodness. I think the recipe says something like 5 to 8 minutes, but I do it till it doesn't feel like sticky, you know, until it looks nice and smooth and not shaggy anymore. Because when it looks shaggy, it means not everything's mixed together. So you want it to be like, see, it's still a bit shaggy here, opposed to being smooth. Wait, let me show you a bit closer. Shaggy. Okay. And I'll show you smooth spoon. So yeah, you just want it to feel good. And you'll know when it feels good because it won't be sticking to your fingers. Like your hands will be coming out more like this, opposed to how they looked before, which was horrifying and a gluey mess. But yeah, see this? It's like, also, I'll show you the bowl. Looks pretty clean, right?
Right.
So again, the recipe calls for doing this on a surface, but I'm like, nah, it's happening in the bowl. Because then I can get the most flour too. There we go. Yep. Yay. So I don't know how long I've been doing this for. I never really time it. I just go off of feeling. Okay. Yes, we are done. See, now it looks smooth.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we'll do now is you take a damp cloth, like the one I had over the other bread. So just run a cloth under some water. You place it on there and you put it in a warm place to rise for an hour to an hour 45 minutes to 2 hours until it's doubled in size, essentially. And you want to put it in a warm place because, again, the heat makes the bread rise. Let's see. Good, the dishwasher spot is still warm. So it's nice, like doing this bread if your dishwasher's just been put on, because it will be warm above that. If you have a dishwasher, if not, put it by like your stove if you've been cooking. Another good place, if you have like a heating unit. In my apartment in Montreal, I would always put it by my heating unit because it's so super, super warm. So it's all about the little cheats, you know? Oh my gosh, look at that bread.
Mm.
So
I'm already hungry and it's not even cooked.
I'm glad. So now, since we've already punched this down, we won't punch it again. And we will attempt to 6 strings. Will it work? Will it be a failure? It's success? I don't know. We'll find out together.
We'll
see if
see.
I can remember how to do that. So many big questions to be asked. It's been a while. Okay, here we go. Yes, my official setup you saw of a bowl, a cutting board, and my laptop. 1, 2. Ooh boy, wish me luck. Here we go. 3, 4. Oh no, these are not equal sizes. So when they're not equal sizes, that's obviously no good. So we'll have to take a bit because this one is clearly smaller than the rest. A bit from there. Oh dear. My doubts are growing of my skills right now. Okay, let's see. And then that one could do with a bit. Yeah, those are looking a bit more equal. So roll them into nice balls. That's how we'll really know if they're the same size. Oh, hello.
Hi there.
Hello. La, 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 doughy, doughy, dough. This is really funny. I'm also getting a good stretch in right now, stretching my feet. It's quite great.
It's the full workout today.
It is. We'll just start dancing, making bread, duck walk. Woo. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Haha, huzzah. Excellent. I'm very, very nervous to see how this will turn out. Again, we'll take it like before. And if it doesn't work, you know, we'll just make a different knot, whatever. It's not that deep. It's just bread. There we go. But it would be nice just to see how the different types could look. I could also have done 4, but I think I might remember that one less. Okay, there we go. And you can also just make challah in a pan, like a loaf pan. It's just, it's not as cool looking. You know what I mean? So like,
Exactly.
why? We want to be fancy. It's all about being fancy. Okay, roll these. Oh, the little dough balls are so cute. You can also just make round challah. Like there's just so many ways. There's really, I don't think, a right and wrong way, you know? Well, maybe I'm lying. There probably is. But like, at the end of the day, how many different bread recipes are there? Like think of banana bread. Infinite ways to make banana bread. Infinite ways to roll challah. Like I saw this one and it was a whole Noah's Ark thing. And I'm like, that's a crazy amount of bread. First off, how do you make a giraffe out of bread? So it was very cool. Some people are very creative. Yes, we can see which ones are a bit longer. Whatever, I don't care. This is nice dough that we're working with today, though. Maybe it's in part due to my counter that I have right here. Okay. Wow. Oh, perfect.
You make it seem so easy.
You do get used to it. The first time I made this, like I said, I did not realize yeast expire and that it had to be refrigerated. Reading really gets you far in life. So it's important to read. Okay. There we go, rolly roll. Oh, that would have been fun. I'm having a bit of hindsight now. With salads, you can put raisins and chocolate chips in them. So with this one and cinnamon, but like you would want to mix that in the dough beforehand. However, like I said, there's no wrong and right way to do it. So when we're braiding, I'll stick some different things in there because just to show it doesn't always have to be plain. Because oh my gosh, it with chocolate chips and raisins. Oh, life-changing. Very, very good. So I'll pull out those ingredients too. And I'll tell you what I used. Because I used chocolate chips as well as carob chips. I had a friend who was allergic to chocolate, so I used carob. And I'll show you how the two look. They look very similar, but taste very different. They come from a similar situation. Cocoa, of course, comes from cocoa pod, whereas carob comes from the carob bean. And the trees, they're like cousins. You know what I mean? Very, very similar. Okay, here we go. How does this work again? Okay, well, first, gather everything so it pinches. That much I know to be true. And then, now they're all together. Oh my gosh. Those two cross over. Pinched. Please be pinched. Those two cross over. And then this one comes down. And then after that, no, was it this one? This one crossed over. And then that one came down. And then this one crossed over. And then that one came down. And now I'm forgetting this one over here, which will cross over there. And then, you know what? I've totally forgot about this guy. So maybe we will forget this one for today because it's kind of it's a beautiful loaf, but a bit of a nightmare strand. Yeah, so we're going to go in a different route. And you know what? It's so complicated. So we will do something else. And see, look, it's bread. It forgets. That is the beauty of risen bread. It already loves you. So I will show you a four strand challah. The sixth one honestly takes my brain too long to remember, even when I could do it. Circle challah. Aha. Yes. We'll see if I can do this. But see, look at that. If you do make a mistake, it all just goes back together because it's bread and it loves you. It's the food of life. It wants to give you more chances. 1, 2. Of course, you probably don't want to do it too much just because I don't know what would happen. And that is my full scientific reasoning because I don't know what would happen, therefore nobody does. Okay, so now here we go. Roll that out. This, I have a bit more faith, but not that much more. So we will see. There we go. Roll your bread. Yeah, I believe in myself. I totally believe in myself. Here we go.
I mean, it looks good from here.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind.
I wish I could help you, but clearly not.
Yeah, being able to feel it really gives you like that sense of, oh, I get it. And you just feeling the way it transforms is very cool because it changes so much and it feels very nice. Okay, so now we have our bread. Again, we're back, folks. Here we are. There is bread. It's a bit more questionable than the last time, but it's all here. So with this, we take 2 over here. You see? And then we get 2 going this way. Yes, I don't have any doubts. And then we weave it. These don't look remotely long enough, but that's okay. And then we're going to weave it the other way. And we're going to make sure they're all buddy-buddy and nice and close with each other, like, like a hashtag. Which name I believe is an octo something. Look, you'll have to Google the rest yourself. It's an octo something. And then, oh, Devin, who is myself? It's a twisting motion, isn't it? Yep, one sec. This is what happens when you stop doing things. You forget. And then it turns around. The end. I'm joking. That's not how this works remotely. You know what? We're going to have 2, 3 strands and they will be beautiful. One will be chocolate with cinnamon. One won't be because this is far too messy today. And I'm sorry, I could not remember the other ones.
No, it's okay.
You know, Google it. I don't know. Yeah. But there are different ways. I will send some images, but anyway, let me grab the other ingredients so we can see how this will look. Okay, so as I was saying, carob chips and smell delicious, right? And
yes.
chocolate chips. Very similar looking. It's like, and it's weird because when you eat carob chips, you're like, this flavor seems familiar, but it's distant and foreign. So it's very cool. So then we'll sprinkle some cinnamon here. Oh, look at that. It's already different. So exciting.
It's
yay.
yummy.
It is yummy. And we'll get some more cinnamon just there. And we'll just roll the dough in it. Oops.
I feel like you have everything in your kitchen. Like you just took out
I kind of do. I even have almond and coconut flour and chickpea flour. I do a lot of baking. So then we'll roll that there.
Chickpea flour. That must be really
good. It's really good to make like vegan omelets with and chickpea crepes. So it's very cool because it's a whole source of protein right there. And then you can top it with like whatever you want in there. And it's so freaking delicious. Okay, so you can see we've rolled it a bit too many times. So the logs are very weird looking now. But it's fine because it will all come out in the oven. As in, it will just be bigger and poofier. So here, now I can show you what I meant by pinch. So you pinch it like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, not falling off the counter. And then la la la. You can pull it a bit more and then tuck, and then we'll come back over here because it's not that great. And yeah, I realize with my breads, I do a mixture of inside out braid and regular. And do you know what? See, you could twist it like so if you wanted, which if I were to do, which I will do, so I'll pull it out a bit more, just so we can have 2 very different looking breads. And I'll turn it into itself. Cool.
Looks like
It will be smaller, but that's okay. And we'll stick chocolate chips in it just because, or carob chips and chocolate chips. I just want this bread to look different than the other one by a lot. So you can just stick them wherever you like. Of course, this means it's a lot like denser, but that's okay. I don't care. Do you care? Probably not.
No.
Exactly. In fact, who's to say this is probably what I did the first time I made it round anyway? Can't remember. It's been years. And then we'll do some chocolate chips just to confuse folks. They'll be like, what is happening? How are there so many flavors? Oh, yeah, that is pretty. Cool. Oh, beautiful. Fantastico. All right, cool. So now we'll look back over at this bread, who has been waiting ever so patiently. So you want typically a normal time the bread to rise for 40 more minutes, just so it can get big again. Bread is all just about like how big can I make it before it overproofs? And I probably lied because that's remotely not what bread's about at all. But it's really nice to have your bread being large because it's meant to rise. But this is seeming fine to me. You can't feel it yourself, but it kind of has like a crust feeling, which is cool. So we'll make the maple milk mixture, in which you could measure this accurately, but why? So just do a bit of a splash and a bit more of a splash. And then we'll do a bit of a
2 splashes.
a sploosh. And then we'll mix them all together. And if you don't have a brush, that's okay. But a brush is kind of, I find, the best option here. You know, a sploosh more of maple syrup because I'm making quite a few different breads. There we go. So you can see. And then you just brush it. So this is in lieu of egg wash, which gives challah that like shine you typically see for it. Oh my God, I'm so excited to eat this later. Once I made a challah that was far too large. It was like this big. I had quadrupled a recipe and I'm like, let's just see how big I can make it. It was exciting. So good. We've now glazed. You know what? Let's give it a bit more glaze. Oh my goddess. And we will plop this in the oven. Sprinkle on the sesame seeds. And I just think black sesame seeds look so cool.
Yeah.
That is cool as heck. So this is roughly what your bread will look like before it goes in the oven. And we will see the difference after when it turns into a marvelous thing you can actually consume. All right, now we'll go. We'll have oven vision now. Oh, cute.
There it is.
Goodbye. See you in a bit, bread. You will be missed. So,
And so
for the
how
bread.
long do we leave in the bread?
Yes, exactly. Brilliant question. So it all depends on the size of the challah. So for a, one sec, for large challah, 35 minutes and 20 to 25 minutes for medium, and 15 to 20 if you've made tiny little rolls. And also you want to tap the challah so it sounds hollow. And I'll demonstrate what that means when we get to that point in time. So we have until 2:40-ish my time, which is great because in this time we can now let this other breaderin. Oh my God, so many bread puns. So we have the choice of letting this one rise a bit longer, or I could put it in the oven now. It really doesn't matter if you want to see the finished result right away, or I can just send you a picture of it when it's done. The choice is all yours.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to see it live.
Just put it in the oven now because it doesn't really matter. If you want to see it, I'll let you see it. So we could use another bread pan, or we could use a pie pan. So it's like if you don't have the right pans, it's all good. But
Okay, I actually have one just like that. So
okay, then perfect. I'll show you how to use it with this one. Because since it's also round, it's all good. Where did I put the parchment paper? Over here. Okay. So, and then we'll start to make the egg for the French toast, because once that's done, we're just in time. Everything worked out perfectly-ish. Very exciting. All right, let me just cut down the parchment paper a bit. Excellent. So it's kind of cut down. We just plop it in. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's beautiful. Here we go. Little baby. Into the oven it goes. Yes. Now, since they're on different shelves, different baking times, you have to know your oven. I don't know. All I know is if bread is put on the bottom, it tends to burn. So avoid the bottom rack. I've made that mistake. So we have one up top, one right here. This one was put in 3 minutes before, and it's a different size and shape completely. And I forgot to glaze the other one. Hold on one sec. Let me just take it out of the oven. I knew something felt wrong. Okay.
Sure, I didn't remind you.
Once the bread is in, don't open the oven that much. You just don't want to mess with things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, oh, and that hazy look to my laptop is probably due to flour being on the camera now.
Okay.
I feel very bad for my laptop because I'm always in the kitchen, always baking with it. Not quite what Apple intended. I should probably buy something for it. And maybe that day will come, but realistically it won't. Okay, back in the oven it goes. Also, you know what a really fascinating thing about baking is? Chocolate chips, because they go in all, there we go. They go in a completely solid chocolate chip state. But then of course they melt in the oven.
Oh, yeah.
And then they come back out perfect chocolate chips. And I know there's probably a very obvious reason as to why, but I love the mystery of not knowing.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
Like,
I thought you were going to tell me, and I was like, ooh.
Oh, no, that is for you to figure out if you want. No, I just like proposing the mystery and being like, anybody know? Nope. Okay, good. That's kind of more exciting. So now, instead of cleaning up, we are just going straight into making that chia egg because it takes 10 to 20 minutes to solidify.
Okay.
And then we can clean up together. And it's fine if it sits a bit long because then we can just add more milk. So for the chia egg, what you'll need, chia seeds, they can be black or white. I have black ones. I also don't know why they're called black because they're gray, but I'm not in charge of naming things, so this is what they look like. And what we'll do is 1 heaping tablespoon, which is different than a regular tablespoon due to the fact that it's heaping. So let me just find my tablespoon measure. So here we go. And look at that. It heaps a bit over. Ever so slightly. Oh, chia seeds on my keyboard. What a nightmare. I will be cleaning this laptop after this. And more maple syrup because we love maple syrup. And it's vegan. Oh, look at that. Local sugar. So 1, I guess that really depends where you are currently. So if maple syrup's too expensive where you are, because since it's an export in a lot of places, you can use honey, which I believe grows. Honey does not grow, which I believe is made everywhere. So just try to make sure it's from a nice, friendly farm to the bees. And then and that goes for the challah too. If maple syrup is too expensive where you live, because I know as soon as you leave, the price of maple syrup like shoots through the roof. You
Sure.
also can use honey.
Okay.
1 cup unsweetened almond milk. Oh, look at that. And since it's already the same ingredient, I don't really care. So 1
Wait.
cup. So almond or oat milk. I'm using oat. Oh, pardon?
Oh, sorry. My Zoom like glitches sometimes. So if I cut
Oh,
you,
yeah.
off, I'm so sorry. But I was just asking, like, it was 1 tablespoon of like chia seeds as well,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, chia seeds and not the, it says whole or ground is fine. Look at that. They're both fine, whole and ground, which I'll show you the difference between a whole one and a ground one.
okay,
So we
good.
pour all of that into the bowl. And it's just like, you know, your little cereal type bowl. And then we'll also need cinnamon. And here you can also, if you're feeling like nutmeg is your jam, you could put some nutmeg in there. So maybe we'll do a bit of both. Do I have nutmeg? Because I think that could taste, wow. Do I have nutmeg? Bam, just found it. So
I knew you were gonna have it.
right? This recipe says half a teaspoon ground cinnamon, but I'm doing a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Well, not a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, that's for sure. Nutmeg is very strong. So I'm just going to do 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg and then an extra 1/8 of cinnamon. There we go. Yeah, nutmeg is one of those mighty powerful flavors. And then half a teaspoon vanilla extract. You know, nice. You can use either pure vanilla extract or like the artificial one, whichever. It is your preference. 1, 2. And then, oh, do I have a tiny whisk? I hope I have a tiny whisk. That would be fun. I do! So we'll take the tiny whisk and just whisk that together. The reason why I don't like to whisk bread is just because it would be too hard to clean. Again, it's all about laziness here, really. Which I say after making bread from scratch to make French toast. But like, still. So it's just like nice like that. And then we'll just put it in the fridge for 10 to 20 minutes. So I'll show you, it's very liquidous, which is a word I like to use all the time. And then we'll see it be gelatinous after because chia turns into a gel. And now we will take a peek at the bread in which we made together. So you can see it's already a bit bigger. Or maybe you can't detect that on camera. I have no clue. So we'll just cover that back up.
I mean, I'm gonna have to trust you with that one because
yeah, right. It's very undetectable on camera, I realize. And I'll keep, is this? Oh my God, the bread's already so much bigger in the oven. Oh, so exciting.
is there a way we can get a
Oh, yeah, I'm going to show you. Don't worry. Okay. You see? Oh, the glare. You're going to see yourself mostly.
I can kind of see it.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so much bigger. This is very exciting. Wow. Let me turn that oven light off. So, since we're having French toast, I think it only makes sense to have beautiful fruits to go with it. I don't know. What type of fruits do you like to eat with your French toast?
Bananas, blueberries.
Okay.
But I've seen people put strawberries.
All right. Bananas, blueberries, and strawberries. Well, I have 1 banana, nicely ripe to perfection. This is how I like my bananas, nice and spotty, easier to digest, by the way. Okay. I also have impum, which could be nice, like cinnamon apple, some caramelized banana maybe, and blueberries, you say. Well, luckily, I have that too. So here we go. And I'll show you how to make compote and hopefully caramelized bananas. The latter we will be learning together. Why not? You know what? I'm feeling adventurous. Let's do it. So I'm just going to clean up the flour a bit, as in just finding its lid, just so I don't have an accident, which happened earlier this morning all over the floor. Hey, you know, it's life. These things happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, but first I'll show you the difference between ground chia. So, ground chia kind of looks like black pepper. See?
Sure.
It's like a fine little powder versus whole chia. I'll put them side by side.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, big difference.
At least one has like a defined shape and the other one doesn't.
Exactly. One's like a whole little bean or seed. Chia seed, so I guess it's a seed. But, and the other one is just like a powder. And flaxseed, you can really see the difference with that one because whole flax, looks like it's another seed. It looks like a seed because it's a seed. And then the other one is just a powder. But, ooh, I have a gross flaxseed story to share. Once I bought a bunch of flax seeds that were bulk. And you know how some bugs camouflage, right? So this one bug, I was like, oh, weird, my flaxseed is moving. Because it was one of those like little flaxseed bugs.
Oh, no.
Horrifying.
No.
Horrifying. It was so gross. Ugh. So we have this apple. We'll wash it. Make sure this one's an organic apple, so there won't be pesticides, but who knows? Maybe there's an invisible apple bug. I don't know. So we'll just give that a quick wash. Oh no, I use this root scrubber to wash off anything that can be left on the apples, whether that's wax, pesticides, or bugs, so this comes in handy. Another fun, I guess, thing to do with apples is boil the kettle. So it's boiling, and then you get an apple, put some steaming hot water in a bowl, and just stick the apple in there or pour the hot water on it, and you can see all the wax on the apple. It's scary. They really do coat fruit to make it look shiny. Yeah. So we'll cut the apple now.
I'm learning so many new things. Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy. Yeah, they really just absolutely coat apples with wax. And I'm like, who cares about shiny apples? There we go. So we'll just cut it. Now, do you prefer your apples to be in slices or chunks?
Slices.
Okay, perfect. So we'll have sliced apples.
And do you prefer slices?
Oh, I'm indifferent. For apple pie, definitely slices. And then if I'm making applesauce, I cut it into chunks because it boils down quicker. But for a serving purpose, I think slices look far prettier. So there we go.
Ooh, apple pie is so good.
It really is. Oh my gosh.
All day now that you mentioned it.
I love pie so much. So there we go. So now we have the apples all nicely sliced. What we'll do, just grab a bowl, which has some dough in it. That won't do. And we grab our empty bowl, just throw the fruit in there, and we will be tossing it. Now, this is when you have a choice. It all depends on your preference. Some people just like to leave the apples as such. I'm going to add cinnamon because I love cinnamon. You can also add your choice of sugar, brown sugar, coconut sugar, maple syrup. I'll show you all the different types and you can see what you have at home. There's many different types of sugar. I recently learned there's beet sugar, but that looks like white sugar. So for apples,
Sugar?
I prefer using brown. Beet. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, I was
There's
like,
also berry sugar.
what?
Yeah. So many types of sugar. Let me find a nice tiny spoon for this. There we go. So we'll stir that up. I'm going to use some, I'll use maple syrup. It's kind of my favorite one. There we go. Stir, stir, stir. So I use more cinnamon than I do the sweet, just because probably going to put more maple syrup on top of it, quite frankly. But maybe not, since there's already syrup in here. And then after that's all said and done, I grab a pot, because I like it warm and kind of stewed and soft. So now we'll move back over to the stove before we start doing some crazy stuff to bananas together to see if it works. I don't know. We'll find out. So then I have my apples here.
Snack?
Pardon?
Would this be considered a healthy snack?
This meal, like vaguely, like.
Oh, I said snack and you said meal.
Well, yeah. For me, French toast is definitely.
Okay, no, true.
Yeah, because it's a meal. So it's like, I would say, since we're using chia seeds has omega-3s, so that's really good for you. The almond soy or oat milk will have B12, and depending on how it's fortified, might have some protein and iron in there. So that would be healthy. Since we are using white all-purpose flour, that kind of knocks it down a couple notches on the healthy factor. But it's like, it's not unhealthy, but it's not the healthiest option if you want to be like, oh, super, super healthy. But also every now and then, it's totally fine because we're also using maple syrup opposed to white sugar. But yeah, it's the all-purpose flour factor that your meal is mostly white bread, kind of knocks it down a bit. But it's French toast. It's a nice, fun food. And since we're topping it with fruit that doesn't have too much added sugar to it, we're in the clear. But will we be adding coconut whipped cream on top? Absolutely.
Okay, let's forget about the healthy question.
Exactly. It's a baking workshop. Come on. And then I like to add some water because that will make it more, again, liquidious, more like a sauce, which is very nice. And for blueberries, 2 ways you can do this. You can either do the blueberries on the stove as well, or just in the microwave if you have one, which I'll be doing today, because blueberries, I don't like to add anything else to them. They're just so perfect in every way, shape, and form. Of course, it depends on the season. And I don't know if you've ever experienced it, but when it comes to blueberries, and it's going well, and then there's like the gross blueberry that just sneaks in there.
Yeah.
Luckily, when they're all like a sauce, you never notice the gross one, but each time the gross one surprises me, I'm upset. So this is a very, again, in terms of meal, this is a very sweet meal, and you might want to like pair it with a tofu scramble or some tempeh bacon or coconut bacon, just something savory because it can be very sweet. Because the bread, remember, each loaf has 6 tablespoons of sugar. Oh my God, that's a lot of sugar for bread.
I do have a sweet tooth though, so.
Well, then you're in luck. This is your meal. And now as the berries are happening, we take our banana. Let me just adjust the heat there. There we go. Oh, perfect. Ooh, look how good that banana looks. And I like to do this thing to bananas right here. Banana splits perfectly into thirds. So I just do that a lot faster or just more fun. Who knows if it's faster? I just think it's fun to do to bananas. And then, voila. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my goddess. Look at that. That is perfect. All right, I'll just put the lid on the cinnamon with a bit more water. The water will have the steam activated to cook it faster. Now, do you like any seasoning on your bananas or do you just like them plain?
Plain.
Okay, perfect. Easier. Plain bananas. Perfect. I'll grab us a pretty plate so we can start to get everything nice and ready for the finale. So just wipe. What are some of your favorite breakfast foods?
Definitely French toast. Pancakes. Ooh, you know what's really
Yeah.
good? Avocado toast with like scrambled eggs. Okay, well, you're vegan.
But tofu, that works.
But but I like what else? Just like granola bowls.
Oh yeah, those are really good.
And like the other one, okay, I never know how to pronounce this. Acai? Is that how you say it?
Acai. Yeah, those are so good.
Those are really good.
Oh, I do love an acai bowl. Oh, look, berries done.
Ooh.
So we'll make everything pretty and put them in cute little dishes. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, I have this one recipe for pancakes, and instead of flour, you make oat flour. And it's very cool. It's like oats, bananas, the milk, and then you can add some baking powder to make it rise, and that's it. Oh, and cinnamon. It's very fun. There we go. Some berries in a nice little dish just to make it cuter. That's the only purpose of it. And we'll get one for bananas.
Are we keeping an eye on time for like the variety?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's all up here.
I forgot, and then I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, we have half an hour left, and then the bread should be coming out pretty soon. We'll start doing the knocking test, and then the chia egg will be ready, in which we light the skillet, and it's all good. All right, just putting my fruit away. Oh, I can hear the apples. And they're looking really good. Bring you over to see. See, they're softer. Oh my gosh, mushy even with the spatula. This is a good sign. Okay, I think those can come off now. That's exciting. That worked out so perfectly. Boom. All right, so we'll just put the apples in here. They're all sizzly. Go. And we will check on the bread. Let's see. Oh, it's browning. This is very good. Back down we go. Let's see if you can see it this time. Nope, not really.
I mean, I see something in the distance. Something
far in the distance. All right, this is my first time making it in this oven, so we're gonna open it and give it the knock. Maybe this oven's more powerful. You know, I mean, some ovens are cold, some are warm. It's humongous. Oh my God. Okay, you can't see what I'm reacting to.
No, but I see your excitement. Ooh.
Yeah. You can't hear what I'm hearing either, really. Maybe, you know, couple more seconds for that. Just to make sure. Because there's nothing like more gross than raw bread. It's not the same as like a cookie that's kind of raw, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my goddess. Let's see. Yeah, see, just pulled some of the other one, too raw up top still. Oh, but that one looks so big and cute. Okay. Yeah, see, that is still not cooked up top because I
Not
should
at
not.
all.
There we go. But no worries because the bottom one's almost ready. And we'll start to celebrate. So for the French toast, preheat a griddle to medium heat of 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or it's 176 degrees Celsius. Now, I don't know how people measure that. I've never known that. I'm like, oh, do some people's stoves have a temperature dial? Mine just says high, medium, low.
Mine doesn't either. That's why when you said it, I was like, huh.
High, medium, low. And that's what I'm basing it off of today, folks.
Exactly.
So and grease with 1 tablespoon vegan butter or coconut oil. So we will be using coconut oil because I don't have the former. Once it's ready. But we have our cute little fruits in their adorable little bowls, which we will be placing on this plank of wood. Because I think that's the vibe. Is that the vibe? I don't know. I don't know what the vibe is yet. It will come to me when it comes. All right, so coconut oil. Huh. Last time I didn't use coconut oil with this recipe. And I don't know if I feel like it today. We will see. Once the bread's ready, then I'll decide. But we can check on the egg. Oh my goodness. So let's see how the egg is doing. Okay. Yep, so you can see that looks so gross. I'm sorry. It does not look appeasing. It kind of looks like, pearls or fish eggs, but that's a good sign. It means it's working. This is in lieu of the egg, and it won't look like it at first, but then once the French toast starts to make, it's kind of uncanny, the resemblance to regular French toast, which is very cool. So I'm just going to put this back in the fridge a bit longer as we wait for the bottom bread. Let me just check on her now. We don't want it to burn because split second sometimes. And then I can rotate the other bread. Oh, the bottom be brown because ovens.
Okay, yeah,
So
that one at the bottom.
I
So.
will put this one down lower. Oh no, that one's too poofy to go down lower. The struggles are real with this new oven. Let me just wipe off the chocolate chips. There we go. Well, I guess that one's staying up top. And I got chocolate all over this mix, which is real gross. So I'll show you the bread. I'll eat that chocolate. Here we go.
Ooh.
Right. Voila. The bread.
I'm getting jealous.
Maybe I could have probably put a bit more maple syrup, looking at how unglazed it looks, but we're about to put a lot of maple syrup on it, so it's very much okay. Now with this bread, it says cool on a wire rack. So I'll go fetch a wire rack and let that cool. Oh, it smells exactly how you think it smells. Fresh bread in the morning. I don't know if you've ever walked past like a bakery or grocery store. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
The life-changing scent, really. Yeah. It's kind of weird to talk about that, about your own cooking sometimes, though. It's like, ooh, that thing I just made. Oh, but that thing I just made. Oh, this is magnificent. I just have to take a picture myself. Huh, kind of looks interesting shape, but that is bread after all. Excellent. All right. Hurry up and cool. I want it to cool so we can make this toast. Do you have any questions as of yet?
No.
Okay, cool. Hopefully the other bread doesn't get so big that it touches the ceiling of the oven. It would not have fit in the second level, so who's to say? And the bottom's like brown, but it's not too brown, so it's not black, and that has happened before, so we're in the clear. Okay, once this cools a bit more, we can slice it. Because I don't know if you've done some baking and you cut into a cake too soon after, and it's just like, or you put icing on a cake too soon. It doesn't work out. Cooling down. I want to eat it now. I'm not patient. Cool down. I want to eat you. The struggle. All right, well, I'll just start to neaten this stuff up back here. Berries away. All right, so should I start to preheat? I'm gonna say yes. To lowish medium. Very apprehensive. Very concerned. My dad's very good at making pancakes and French toast to the perfect temperature. I do not yet possess that ability or skill. I always have the griddle too high. And you don't want it too high, but you don't want it too low, and I don't know which one it is yet. So we will find this out together, how well it's going. Okay, just gonna put these.
Experimenting and trying things out.
Exactly, so put these back in the fridge. At the end of the day, it's really not gonna taste bad at all. So we're fine, it's all good. I'm excited. This is gonna be my lunch, so yay me.
All right, because you said, well, you guys are like a couple of hours ahead, right? What's the time difference?
So I'm in Vancouver and we're PST time. So I'm behind Montreal by 3 hours. What time zone are you in?
Oh, it's the same as Montreal.
Oh, okay.
Well,
oh my.
good for when they do like they reverse the daylight savings, which is like in a week, I think. And
Oh,
then
we're jumping forward.
Yeah.
We lose an hour. Again.
I don't understand it.
No, I'm like, unnecessary. We have cell phones. We don't need to keep doing this. I'm tired and I have work the next day. I'm going to be like, no, why? But when you fall back, it's like, why can't we just continuously fall back? Gain an hour, gain an hour, gain an hour. There we go. Just neatening up the presentation station so it doesn't look like a flowery, gosh darn mess. All right. This bread must be cooler now. I've been dancing around it. No, because of course not. It still cooks on the inside. The baking. I've been baking my whole life. I knew this. It's fine. Okay. Do I want to put this on a rectangular plate? So I'm gonna grab one of those. Today, I guess I've really decided excessive amounts of dishes is the best option. There we go. So I'll be plating it on this to make it super, super cute. What? Ah, my oven changed temperature. No. So stressful. We have this like new fancy oven that has dials. So if you accidentally brush it, That is so annoying. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Now we can, I'm just gonna cut into this bread. The worst that happens is it's softer and absorbs more flavor. I don't know. So grab another cutting board because you haven't made enough dishes yet. Then we're going to.
Oh, is it nice and warm? Oh my God, I wish.
So warm. I need a bigger cutting board. Okay. Jokes, grab a larger cutting board. Now,
I am amazed
obviously,
by the amount of stuff that you have. It's just like Mary Poppins and just like her magical bag. Like things keep on coming up.
oh, I'm so glad. It's definitely because I'm at my parents' house and they have everything. I, back in my own, not so much. So what we'll do is cut the bread with a bread knife preferably. So nice serrated, little soft. Oh my God, we can see this together. Oh my God, oh my God. Are we ready? I don't know if we're ready. Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh my God, wait, sorry, I'm not patient. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. That is good. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, excellent. Mm. Okay. Wow. Sorry. I'm back and it's fine. So we'll make it with two different types of bread just to see, in case this one gets a bit weird. I'll show you with just like a regular slice of toast because this is freshly made bread and I probably shouldn't be cutting it too much. So I'll show you one of the slices we made. So what you do is you just dunk her in, get it good with some of the chia, and then see it's coated in the chia, la la. I have no clue what temperature the griddle's at because how can I know that? So we'll just pop it on there. Like a medium-ish heat. Because just
Yeah, I
to
would
show
say
you.
medium, right?
Pardon?
I would say medium. Just leave it.
Yeah, exactly, right? So we have
My
it like a medium heat.
guess.
I guess it's truly as good as mine. So then we'll use, just because the bread is super fresh and we have 15 minutes left, so I want to show you everything properly. So you can also do it with like regular store-bought bread. So just dunk in, which you can't really see. I apologize. Get the chia on there. So it's nice and eggy. Okay, that took all the chia, maybe not that much. Jesus, Devin, pull it together. Okay, so it's coated. It looks super weird, but it's gonna be super good. And you have to trust me on that. And now we just let it cook. And
How long?
yeah, I will tell you that soon.
Okay.
Because it's one of those recipes when it definitely said put grease on the pan and I did not because I have a nonstick pan. So that will definitely affect it. So again, it will look a bit different if you put grease on the pan. It's 3 to 4 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. And it says to dunk in there about 20 seconds on each side. And I think I did that for like, not bad at all. So ingredients, rules, and instructions again. The choice is yours. I'll sprinkle a bit more mixture on the other side. Here we go. There we go. And we'll check on the other challah very soon. Oh my goddess. I cannot wait. And this bread, I'm very sorry I can't share it with you right now.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we'll go take a peek at the one that we were doing together. We can see, again, you can't really see on camera, but it is much larger. I guarantee. Which is a very good sign. The yeast, it was all working out very well.
Ooh, is it ready?
Oh my gosh, it looks so much different than it did 5 minutes ago. Oh, the knock sounds good. Sounding more hollow. It is baked. It is baked. Let me just turn off this oven. And I'll pull out this bread. And I will show it to you. And this one has a nice cinnamon chocolate thing going on for it.
I'm getting so hungry, you have no clue.
There we go.
Ooh, it looks
Yeah.
sweet.
So you see, it's like maybe slightly overbaked. I don't know. I don't care. It looks perfectly good to me. And we will take a peek at our French toast situation. Oh yeah, heck yeah. Things are working out for us. You can see it looks like French toast, which is really all I want. It looks like with egg.
Yeah.
It worked out. It worked out, friends. That makes me really happy because I was very concerned. Oh man, that is great. We found the perfect temperature. Oh, hooray. So let the other side cook. I'll slice some more bread so I can make some more later and give it to my neighbor. Maybe I should let the bread
And be
cool.
your neighbor right now.
Well, I'm very grateful for her. I was prepping everything. I'm like, I forgot I don't have flour. So ran out of flour a couple days ago. So before you make this, make sure you have all the ingredients at home.
Solid advice.
Wow, this is perfect. I can make so much French toast later. So we'll go back over to the stove situation. And then this would mean we are perfectly on time for everything, which is very exciting. Okay, let's see. Other side needs a bit longer. Yep, definitely needs longer. Okay, cool. And then with coconut whipped cream, usually I make it myself, in which you just get a can of full fat coconut milk. So when you shake it, you won't hear any sounds. Plop it in the fridge, scoop out all the white, add some like vanilla, sugar of your choice, whisk it together or blend it up, coconut whipped cream. However, today we will be using this. I don't use these that much, but my mom got it for me as a treat. So I typically don't use aerosol cans just because can you recycle them? I don't think so. I don't know how to at least, so. But it's again, all your choice and preference. And you know what? We will make this a bit healthier, okay? We're going to top it up with Goji Berries as well, which is an excellent source of antioxidants. We'll also be topping it off with some shredded coconut unsweetened because we don't need any more sugar. Oh my God. The maple syrup and the coconut whip. We're covered in the berries. And then we will also top it with cacao nibs. Ooh, that's fun. That's an antioxidant. And then we'll add some walnuts and potentially some currants if we have any. Okay. There, that seems all shaken. Let's check on this toast of the French, which I'm pretty sure comes from Louisiana. So it is a Cajun food, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. All right, French toast has been Frenched. So we have it with the regular bread from the store, which I'll cut in half, as well as the beautiful challah we made together. So I'll move you back over here to show you what is up. So here we are. Just gonna cut this one in half. Place that there. Just stack it, right? I believe French toast is like a nice stacked food. Boom.
Yeah.
So now we have all of our toast all stacked together. But I'm going to turn off that griddle. I don't like the sound of griddles on behind me if I'm not using them. So we have all of our cute little fruits. So we'll put some apples. Well, maybe I won't stack it. Maybe I'll do each one slightly like this, and each one will have a slightly different topping. That makes more sense. So the first one will have some like apples. Second one with some of the blueberries. Third one with some of the banana. And then you can add almond butter, peanut butter, tahini, sunflower seed butter. So many different types of nut butters. Ooh. Okay. So, go. Okay. As promised, goji berries. So we'll be sprinkling some of gojis on there. The gojis will go with the blueberries. Why not? Then the cacao nibs, actually we'll put a bit more apple there. Cacao nibs will go with the banana, like, banana chocolate. That could be kind of fun. Then the almond butter will go with the apple. Right there, it's a little dollop. Then I thought we could also add some of, the coconut, just to everything in general, as like a nice little snowy top finish. And then there we go. And I present to you vegan French toast from bread you made all by yourself.
Yummy. That looks so good.
Thank you.
Even on camera.
So I'll show you from like aerial style. And yes, you have made a humongous mess at this point. And if you've made it this far, your kitchen is a disaster. But that's okay, because you'll be full of French toast to clean it all up. And I'll show you the other bread. So here we go.
Yeah.
But then your reality, yikes. And then the other bread. And then here's the remainder chia egg. So you can just eat that up. And then if you're bored of making French toast, you can just throw that all into a blender, throw a banana in there, some fruit, and then you have a smoothie. Ta-da!
Yummy.
Yeah.
I am so hungry right now. I literally want you to ship that bread to me.
Yeah, I'll mail it to you. I'm gonna add some more whipped cream, 1 sec. Yeah, because health. There we go. And yeah, that is all there is to it, making French toast completely from scratch.
I had never seen this. Like, I swear I had no clue how French toast worked.
Well, usually I think people just use eggs, but I don't do that. So it's a bit different. But this is a fun way. I've never made it the other way.
I mean, it looks
But now you know. Now you know where.
nice.
Thank you so much. Now you know where French toast comes from. All right, let me just try some though. Let's see. Let me try it with the bread that we made.
Delicious. It's yummy.
Yay, it worked out really well.
That's so cool. Oh my god, no, I have to try this. I wrote everything down.
Perfect. Perfect. And I'll send you the recipes. And then you can put them on the page. It's very good. Well, I haven't had it with bread I've made myself before. That makes all the difference. Wow. I hope this works out well for you.
I can't make any promises, but we will see.
And trial and error. Oh my gosh, it will. At some point, it will get there. Now I have so much bread in my house. This is so exciting. All right, I'm just gonna push stop recording.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, now I'm recording it twice. Never mind. Ah,
Okay, I'll do it.